Welcome back to WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. In the last episode, Mario and company found themselves on the moon, of all places. Having kind of a grand day out, only we have a lot of these moon clefts to contend with. I'm probably just going to be skipping through most of the battles. I might just show a few if anything interesting happens. And since I'm showing this one, perhaps something out of the ordinary shall transpire. So there we go. Nice first strike. We're strong enough that we can pass through their defenses by a couple points. Also because I'm pretty sure I've got some offense up on our side. Anyway, just to show you the damage that Trogdor, or your Yoshi, whatever you've named it, can do to these moon clefts. Pretty much kills both of them with one gulp. Yeah. I think that's really all it takes to win these battles. As long as you have your Yoshi as strong as mine is, that is. It might not be powerful enough to do that. Anyway, the deal with the moon is, it's kind of a circular map. Like, you'll start in one major area, and you'll kind of traverse. You can go either left or right if you'd want. It's going to cycle through, like, 4 rooms, more or less. And each of these rooms is pretty much just filled with moon clefts and random little rocks that you can blow up using Bobbery's, like, basic bomb attack. These rocks have little things like items inside, so if you're like an item user who loves using items in battle, then go ahead and smash them with your with Bobbery's blast. Like rocks like that one right there with the cracks in it. I'm not sure if they all are explodable, but I'm sure a good deal of them are. And I'm only fighting like most of the moon clefts that get in my way, or that happen to catch up to me, because there's no real reason to explore like every room on the moon. It's just honestly not that exciting. All of the rooms are kind of the same. It's the moon, and that's cool. But trust me, the novelty wears off pretty soon, so you're going to want to find the one room which is different from the others, which is this one, which has something different in the background. It also has a different enemy, a rather familiar face, if you remember Chapter 2, which it has been forever since I recorded, so I can't blame you if you were watching this as it was updated and totally forgot what these things are. I think they're called Yucks, or something like that. Anyway, this is the new model of Yucks. We stomped them pretty quickly because we're so freaking strong, but if we let them generate their shield guys, they can become a little bit troublesome. So don't let them do that. Just kill them before they summon little shield guys. If they summon the shield guys, remember, you must kill the shield guys first to deactivate the shield. I think they're called mini yucks. Yeah, that sounds about right. Aw, crap, we got hit. And we won that battle, so it didn't even matter. Didn't even matter. Alright, and actually there is one rock you do have to blow up. It's this one right here towards the top of the screen. I'm probably going to have to contend with that last yuck because it just keeps shooting at us. Or if we can get away from it and just head through the pipe. Or not, Mario. Okay, I see past me has clearly got bloodlust for this yuck, or paper lust, or whatever this thing is made of. Alright, let's stomp him. Damn it! He got in the first strike. But that's okay, because we won in the end. Also, little constellations in the background of, like, fire flowers, I'm pretty sure, mushrooms, just the typical items you expect for the Mario series. Kind of a neat detail. All in all, the moon's pretty cool. There was I might have mentioned it in the Postulate Heights episode. We went into Postulate Sanctum. There is a full-blown space chapter in Super Paper Mario for the Wii, and it's kind of interesting, but I felt it was sort of bland like most of the chapters. Anyway, this part is really cool, because there's a base on the moon.
Rather suspicious building, wouldn't you say, old boy? Do be careful, eh?
Will do, Bobbery. It's even marked with mysterious question marks. Question Karl Marx. What would that even look like? I'm sure that's been done before.
Who's that, dude? Whoa, that's Mario. So, let's get him?
Most casual mini-boss. Anyway, these guys are the new kinds of X-Nauts, along with the new, Yucks, which were kind of like robots, or some sort of, like, biomechanical organisms that serve the X-Nauts. Elite X-Nauts are a lot stronger, so you want to deal with them accordingly. Just look at that whopping defense. We can only get 3 attack on him, even as powerful as we are with our initial hit. So, power bounce and things that you would normally reserve for, I would think, like a stronger enemy, like a mid-boss or boss, you'd use on these guys. And I know that might sound redundant seeing as these guys are mid-bosses, but just like in the Chapter 2 of this game, they'll appear as mid-bosses for the first fight, and afterwards they're just normal enemies. So you're going to be encountering them more or less as just common grunts. And they're pretty tough. It didn't look like it because we beat them pretty quickly, but They got a lot of moves up their sleeve, a lot of stat boosting moves and whatnot. Mario, if these X-Naut dweebs are here, that's totally it. Then the Crystal Star must be here too, don't you think? And Peach must be here too. We gotta find her, Mario. It's all come down to this. Alright, we're finally infiltrating their base, and shit's gonna get real. Let's save, and start storming the X-Naut Fortress. A lot of people really like the music of this level. It's one of the better tracks in the game, one of the more memorable ones. I was under the impression the first time I played the game that it was a remix of a song from the first Paper Mario, which I hadn't played at the time, but nope, I think it's pretty much entirely original to Thousand Year Door. If I'm wrong, though, feel free to correct me in the comments. See, now they're just appearing as normal enemies. And yeah, let's try out a normal jump on him and see if that's enough to kill him. Maybe Goombella should be able to kill him. Will that do it? Yeah, they have like roughly 10-12 HP, so that sufficed. And we can probably take this guy out with one more power bounce. No, actually, it might not be enough damage. Nope. He's going to get a chance to attack. So his standard only does 5, and I'm a little sad that they're not doing anything special with their attacks. Because they do have a lot more moves than just this. I'm sure we're going to be fighting more, and whenever they show their moves, I may record some more fights with them, because they're kind of interesting foes, and they only appear here. Like, I'm pretty sure they're in no other dungeon in the game, just this one. And here we arrive at a room which is rather the sort which is the bane of my existence. Not quite yet, but they only show you the path once, so you'd better have memorized it before you try and run across. And I just jumped the rest of the way because I was kind of afraid that I didn't know whether the other tiles would be safe or not. If you land on the wrong one, it'll stun you and send you back to the beginning. Unless you happen to be the partner, in which case you kind of just go right back to Mario, wherever he would be. So I actually did that one pretty quickly, and we get an elevator key. This dungeon is probably the most dungeon-like dungeon we've had in a long time, considering that Chapter 6 had the Riverside Station, but it's hardly a dungeon. Like, it's pretty short. There's really no boss there. So I guess this is the biggest dungeon we've had since, like, Pirate's Grotto in Chapter 5. And it's more confusing than that. There's more puzzles and stuff and more keys and whatnot to keep track of. A lot of rooms that kind of look the same. You just kind of have to remember where everything is. Because this isn't the first time I played this game, I had a better idea of where to go, but still the pattern's not perfect, so I roughly had to explore it with kind of trial and error, so just bear with me. Anyway, looks like that battle was completely unremarkable, seeing as I neglected to record it. Anyway, new elevator, so let's head down it. I'm pretty sure this is the same one we got on before. So I suppose it's more like an old elevator. Okay, sub-level 2. Level 1 is where we start. Sub-level 1 was where we just were, and sub-level 2 is this new hallway here. I believe there are 4 floors here. There's level 1 and then 3 sub-levels. Sub-levels I can't help but think of Pikmin 2, which I actually played Pikmin 2 again really recently, because I was just kind of craving Pikmin. I was like, okay, Pikmin 3 is not coming out fast enough. I need to play Pikmin. So just, like, sped through Pikmin 2. And for the first time ever, I actually finished it in one go, like, 100%, all the treasures, start to finish. It took about 10 hours, so yeah, there's that. Random little trivia fact. Okay, new enemy here that you might have noticed, that this guy is not like the other Exnauts we've fought so far. This is an X-Naut PhD. The first X-Naut PhD, I think, actually appears, in the last Bowser chapter that we did, the last little silly Bowser intermission. There was an X-Naut PhD throwing chemicals, and now we finally fight them in battle, and of course their chemicals can, like, hurt us, or, like, do stat boost to the X-Naut PhD, perhaps stat boost his allies, and as you saw there, it basically can also heal the X-Naut PhD to full. So they're kind of nasty, and here we have 4 Elite X-Nauts, not something to be messed with. Fortunately, we happen to have full star power, so let's bust out our Showstopper, which is really cheap and only costs as much as an Earth Tremor. That's a good deal. Now that's capitalism. ABX, BAY. Perfect! Or pretty much should be enough to kill him. Will this be enough? Let's see. An imperfect. It was not perfect. In fact, it was pretty low. It could have been a lot better, but it was more than enough to dispatch the entire group of them. So, I'll take it. Okay, which shall we be accepting this evening? BP? Sounds good, BP. Pretty sure that at 30 HP and 30 FP, the rest of my level ups are going to be going to BP for the rest of this run. Because it was a more BP-centered run than the one that I'd done previously. Although, in retrospect, as I mentioned, I do actually prefer playing through the game with more HP and FP. This little trivia fact there. Anyway, also a little trivia fact is that this is the only time you will encounter this enemy in the entire game, the strongest yucks. It can immobilize you, and that makes it so you can't attack at all, and it can just wail on you. And that's enough for it to kill you, honestly, unless you kill it first, which is what I did. Plus the fact that he seems to generate his shield buddies pretty quick, so you really want to dispatch him quickly, otherwise he will be troublesome. He was one of the characters that my roommate, who did amazing during this whole game, kicked the asses of the hardest bosses without even breaking a sweat. He died against that random yucks right there, so it just goes to show. It's actually one of the few challenging enemies in the game if you give it a chance to attack, which I didn't really, because I saw no point in getting immobilized by it multiple times over. So we collected a new card key, or elevator key, or whatever in there. Oh, there's so many keys to keep track of. I can't even keep track of them anymore, whatever. The whole point is you just pick up those things and you'll need them later. Anyway, in this room. How to activate the switch, left, right, middle, do not forget. And another thing that says, today's code is 014029, do not forget it. And probably I took a pencil and paper to record that. One of them is for a computer code that you're going to have to enter to open a door. It's that one right there. And the other one, left, right, middle, was for operating a crane, and we saw the crane room. It's on sublevel 1 on the far left door. It's a crane game that you can operate to retrieve star pieces, coins, and some badges, so it's well worth your while to figure that out. And we got another X-Naut PhD battle coming up right here. Ooh, and he's got actually one of the classic yucks from Bogley Woods with him too. I don't know why, because it's not going to help him. And once again, we're full on star power, so Showstopper. Showstopper is probably going to be the most frequently used of our star moves that you're going to see from here on out till the end of the game. Sweet Treat still has its uses, actually. Despite how weak it is, it can sometimes really pull through in a pinch. And now we're going to see if this one-hit KOs everyone on that side. Huh, weird. The Bogley Woods one wasn't affected. The weakest one. Well, that works out for us. Of course, if that guy can generate his shield buddies, I keep calling them that instead of mini yucks, whatever. If he generates them, then of course he will still be impervious to most of your normal attacks, despite how weak of an enemy he is, so do keep that in mind. Alright, we hopped up here, and kind of reminiscent of the Glitz Pit, where we were walking up in the roof section when we were eavesdropping on Grubba. Drop down in here, and you get an awesome Easter egg with this cool 8-bit classic music and classic sprites. Of course, the only real classic sprite is Luigi/Mario here, but look at the party members! They are just adorable, and I love the detail that they put into this. You can't take these sprites anywhere else in the game, I don't think, unless you use Action Replay, but even then I'm not sure. It's just one of the really cool Easter eggs they put in the game. This was an Easter egg that I think has been around since Super Mario RPG. Where it first appeared in the dungeon Booster's Castle, or Booster's Keep, or Booster's Tower, something like that. And I'm pretty sure it's also in the first Paper Mario, but I don't know where. So that's the deal with it. It might be in Super Paper Mario, I do not remember. If it is in Super Paper Mario, I would guess that it's somewhere in Chapter 3, because that has the nerdy Nintendo chameleon, and I would guess that if that glitch or the Easter egg would be anywhere, it would be in that chapter. So happy hunting, folks. I don't know whether it's real or not. I do not care enough about Super Paper Mario to check. Alright, so that's what you find on the right side of these vents. Now we're going to drop down the vent here and see where it takes us. Okay, there's gear across here you can grab with Koops. Oh, a cog. Okay, fine, cog. Cogs of war, whatever. And also in this special room, you press the button and it activates a very strange machine designed to view a world unseen. Gotta catch them all because he's Danny Phantom. No. It actually is a warp pad, and it takes us to another warp pad located somewhere. Where are we? Where are we? My exact thoughts, Koops. Anyway, we're going to activate that so we can get back. And it's actually a door down in Rogueport's main, like, the underground Rogueport sewer town. It's one door you can never get in, and that's actually what's on the other side of it. I thought that was really cool when I figured it out, so now we have easy access back to and from the X-Naut lair to Rogueport. Very convenient. We're going to continue exploring this dungeon next episode.